Hi, thank you for joining me. My name is Erica. I'm a yoga, mindfulness, and anxiety coach. And today we're going to be doing a stress busting strong flow. You know, yoga is a wonderful way to bring balance to the body and also to de stress. And many times, the way that we de stress is by slowing down, by doing a more mindful yin practice or a meditative practice. And today, though, I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently because sometimes it's important to get out of your mind and get into your body. So that's the type of practice we're going to be doing today to really get you out of that state of stress and get you into your body, tire your body out, and then at the end, we will then integrate it all with a relaxation. So if at any time this practice feels like it's getting a bit exhausting, please do yourself a favor and go into a child's pose at any time and then join back whenever you're ready. All right, so let's begin. We're going to start in a child's pose. You're going to open up your knees, sit back on your heels, and gently relax your body over. You can make a pillow with your hands and just close your eyes. And start to take a few deep breaths in and out. Allow your body to completely relax with every exhalation. And commit to yourself that for this next hour, you're going to be focusing on yourself right here, right now, on your mat. Take one more deep breath in and sigh it out. And very gently beginning to roll yourself back up, bringing your knees hip width apart, hands underneath your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, arching your spine gently. Breathing out, curling up like a cat, and then sitting back in your child's pose. And again, knees straight, arching your back, curling your spine as you breathe out, toes together, knees open, child's pose. Let's do this a few more times. And last time, coming back to your tabletop position, arching your spine and gently coming back to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes and push back to a gentle downward facing dog, knees bent. And just a few waves with your body. So as you breathe in, high plank, curl your spine. Breathing out, bend your knees, arch your spine. Come back into your downward facing dog. And again, high plank. Breathing out, downward facing dog. And just do this a few more times. And then coming to a high plank. And just walking your hands a little bit forward if needed and staying in your plank for a moment. Take a deep breath in and out. Another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, push back to your downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. And then start to walk your feet towards your hands. Hanging in Uttanasana for a moment, just folding your wrists, putting the tops of your hands on the floor, just to stretch into your wrists. You can sway forwards and backwards a few times, and then you can make fists a few times just to stretch into your wrists. And then allow your head to hang and shake it now. And slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, taking your arms all the way up. And as you breathe out, rolling down all the way. Hands flat on the mat, step back to your plank position. Push back into your downward facing dog. And walk your feet towards your hands again. Roll yourself back up. All the way up your arms. Floating your arms down, rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. Hands flat, step back to plank position. Push back, downward facing dog. Walk your hands forward, Uttanasana. And this time, as you breathe in, out of the Uttanasana, flat back. Breathing out, Uttanasana. Breathing in, out of the Uttanasana. Breathing out, Uttanasana. One more time, breathing in, Uttanasana. Hands flat on the mat. Step back to a plank position. Hold it here for a moment. And as you breathe in, back to your downward facing dog. Hold it for a second. You can stretch into your legs. If you've got very tight hamstrings, bend into your knees to release your lower spine. And then bringing your right leg up as you breathe in. Keep your hip down. Breathing out, bending it into the chest, high plank. Breathe it in, three-legged dog. Breathe out, take it across the chest to the left elbow. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Breathe out, take it to the right elbow. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Breathe out to the chest. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Breathe in, take it across to the left elbow. Hold it for a moment. And then step it through. Turn your back foot so that it's flat on the floor. Fallen star. Left arm up towards the sky. Your hips are pointing up as high as possible. Take one more deep breath in. As you breathe out, hand back down. Use your abdominals to bring your knee through high plank into your three-legged dog and place it down. Breathing in, left leg up. Breathe out, knee to chest, high plank. Breathe in, lift it up. Breathe out across the chest to the right elbow. Breathe in up. Breathe out to the left elbow. Breathe in up. Breathe out across to the right elbow. Hold it for a moment. And then stretch that leg. Place the right foot flat on the ground. And stretch your arm up. Fallen star. Deep breaths. One more breath in. And out. And then releasing that right hand down, engaging your abdominals. Through plank up to three-legged dog. Place the foot down. Coming forward into your plank position. Take a deep breath in. Lower on 4, 3, 2, 1. Take both your arms in front of you. As you breathe in, you're going to lift your left leg and lift your right arm and then your head off the ground. Your palms face in. Breathe out, release. Breathe in, opposite arm and leg. Breathe out, release. And breathe in, swapping arm and leg. Breathe out, release. Breathe in Let's do it one more time on each side. And release. And then taking your hands behind you, take a deep breath in and just lift your chest. Your arms fly back behind you, palms facing in. If that's enough for you, you can stay there or you can lift your legs. Breathing deep. And breathing out, release. Hands at your rib cage. Breathing in either baby cobra or full bhujangasana. Breathing out, down. We're going to do this a few more. Breathe in, cobra. Breathing out, down. Breathing in. Breathing out, down. One more time. Breathing in. Breathing out, down. Tuck your toes. You can either push up through chaturanga to plank, or you can push back to a tabletop and into your downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath. And out. Breathing in, lift your right leg parallel. Breathing out, knee to plank position. Step it through, setting up for a crescent pose. Both your toes are facing forward. Take a deep breath in. Extend your arms up. Draw your belly button towards your spine. Bend well into the front knee. Take your hands to prayer position. Hinge forward. And as you breathe in, twist towards the right side, taking that left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. One more deep breath in and out. And on your next inhalation, extending your arms up. And breathing out, hands down, plank position through your vinyasa, either knees on the mat through cobra or chaturanga, upward facing dog. We'll meet in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, side out. Breathing in, left leg up to three-legged dog. Breathing out through plank position, step it through, set up for your crescent, and breathe in your arms all the way up. Draw that back heel down. Relax your shoulder blades. Taking your hands to prayer position, hinge your body forward first. Then you're going to twist over towards the left thigh and take your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. One more deep breath in and out. And on your next inhalation, arms all the way back up. Big breath in as you breathe out, hands flat. Through your vinyasa, yogi's choice. Into your downward facing dog, taking a deep breath in, sighing it out. And as you breathe in, look forward, either step or hop to the front of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana. Breathing out, release Uttanasana. As you breathe in, floating your arms all the way up and hands to prayer position. Bring your feet together. Take a deep breath in, Utkatasana. When you sit in your chair pose, make sure you can see your big toes in front of your knees. Draw your pelvis down. Pull your belly button towards your spine. Sit deep. Hold. One more deep breath in. As you breathe out, hands down to the floor. Release, Uttanasana. Breathe in, out of the Uttanasana. Step your right foot back, turn it out, setting it up for warrior two. Breathing in to your warrior. On your next inhalation, taking your left hand to the inside of your left foot. If you need to put your hand on a block, please do. And extending your arm up. And then if you'd like, you can turn your palm behind you, take your hand behind your back and find your thigh. Bend well into that front knee. If you'd like to go into a full bind, you'll take that left hand underneath you and grab hold of your right hand. Big breaths. Thank you. Gently releasing, taking your right hand all the way up. And then bringing it back, turning your foot parallel, walking your left foot out to set up for your lizard. So your left foot is turned out well. You can come down onto your elbows. And then releasing that foot down, bringing your body back up. Take a deep breath in, extend your left arm up and over, and grab hold of your left foot, your right foot. If you need to make padding underneath your knee, you can fold your mat. And release. Stretching into both your legs, walk your left foot forward. Both your feet are facing forward. You can turn your back foot out slightly, bring it into quite a short triangle pose. Take a deep breath in, flattening your back for a moment, and then relaxing over. Big breaths. And then keeping your right hand on the inside of your left foot. You can also put a block here if that feels better for you. Take a deep breath in and extend your left arm up in a shortened revolve triangle. If you need to open up your feet a little bit, you are welcome to take your back foot back a little bit. Take one more deep breath in, and then releasing down, and stepping back to your plank position. And hopefully you don't have pancho, a doggy like pancho on your mat. Take a deep breath in through your vinyasa, yogi's choice, and into your downward facing dog. Take one deep breath in, side out. As you breathe in, lifting your right leg, three-legged dog. Breathe out, step it through, set up for your Virabhadrasana number 2. Relax your shoulders. And on your next exhalation, taking your right hand to the inside of your right foot, extending your left arm up towards the sky. And then if you'd like to go into a bind, you can turn your left palm away from you, wrap it around your back and find your thigh. And if that's enough for you, you can stay there, or you can go into your full bind, taking that right hand underneath you and interlacing your hands. And releasing, taking your left arm up and then bringing it down, walking your right foot out as you turn your back foot parallel, setting up your lizard. And then gently releasing that left knee down to the ground. Bring your hands onto the mat. Take your right arm up and over and grab hold of your left foot. And releasing back down, bringing your right foot in slightly as you bring your left foot up to a short triangle pose. Take a deep breath in, flattening your back first. And then as you breathe out, folding over. Big breaths. Taking your left hand to the inside of your right foot. You can take a block here too if you need a little bit more height. As you breathe in, extend your right arm up in a revolved short triangle. If you need to, you can take your foot back a little bit. That makes it easier for you. Take one more deep breath in. And breathing out, bring your hand back. Step back to your plank position, 3 of Vinyasa, Yogi's Choice. Take a child's pose anytime you'd like. Once you're in your downward facing dog, take a deep breath in and sigh it out. And as you breathe in, bend your knees, either step or hop to the front of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Release, Uttanasana. And as you breathe in, floating your arms all the way back up. And to prayer position. Feet together, Utkatasana. Holding for a moment. Really think of sitting back in your Utkatasana, keeping the weight in the heels. Taking your hands to prayer position. You're going to go in the same similar twist. So twisting your body over to the right, making sure that both your knees stay in line with each other and that your one knee doesn't conk forward. Bend well and take your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh in your twist. From here, we're going to go into your side bakasana, or kakasana, as some people call it, your crow. So I'm going to show you this way. You're going to take your hands from your prayer position. You're going to take your hands down to the mat, shoulder width apart. Make a platform with your elbows, bending them in to each other. And once again, pancho. And then looking forward. Panchi, out my boy. Panchi, out. Thank you. No, Panchi, out. And then finding your balance. You're going to bring your feet up into your side crow. Oh. Breathe into it for a moment. And when you're ready, coming back out of it, you can jump to plank position or step back and then choose your vinyasa or a child's pose. And back into Adho Mukha Svanasana when you're ready, taking a deep breath in and sighing it out. And as you breathe in, bend your knees, step or hop to the front of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Breathe out, Uttanasana. As you breathe in, your arms coming all the way up. And to pray. Feet together, Utkatasana. In your Utkatasana, knees behind your toes, squeezing them together. And taking your hands to prayer position, finding your twist. So this time we're going to twist over to the left, taking your right elbow to the outside of the left thigh, bending well in your knees. Big breaths. Sigh it out if you need. And into your side crow. I'll do it facing the front. So taking your hands shoulder width apart, spread your fingers. Your hands are in line with your elbows. You make a little ledge with your elbows. Place your thigh on top of your elbows. Look forward. And then when you're ready, lifting your feet. And just breathing into it. And when you're ready, coming out, either hopping back to plank or stepping back to plank, and then choosing your vinyasa. Back to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in, sigh it out. And let's take a lion's breath. So as you breathe in, when you breathe out, stick out your tongue as far as it'll go. And release. As you breathe in, look forward, step or hop to the front of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana. Holding forward, Uttanasana. Breathing your arms all the way up. And down. Into your dancer's pose, Natarajasana. As you breathe in, lifting your right leg, or bending your right knee, should I say. Grab hold of your right foot with your right hand. You can hold on the outside or the inside of your foot, whatever is more comfortable. Breathing in, taking your left arm up. And as you breathe out, push against your hand with your foot to open up your leg. And then gently hinging forward, focusing in a spot for your balance. Keeping that hip down, that right hip down. Keeping that right knee down, or facing down, should I say. Deep breaths. And breathing in, coming back as gracefully as possible. Releasing, shaking it out. A few big deep breaths. Let's do one. Flow to the other side. So Utkatasana. Hands down, Uttanasana. Flat back, Ardha Uttanasana, hands flat. Step back to your plank position through your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Taking a big cleansing breath here. Breathing in, bend your knees, step or hop to the front of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana. Uttanasana. Arms floating all the way up and down. Finding your center. And when you're ready, bending into that left foot, left knee. Finding your balance, holding either the outside or the inside of your foot. And then breathing your right arm up. And as you breathe out, push your hand away with your foot. And hinge forward, lifting your thigh, keeping your hip down. And then gently coming back, releasing, shaking it out. Ooh, take a deep breath in. Breathe out, swan dive all the way. Step back to your plank position. Hold your breath. And down for 1, 2, 3, 4. And just take a moment to take a big breath in. Sigh it out. And another deep breath in and sigh it out. And then taking your hands to where your rib cage is, stepping back to your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in as you lift your right leg up. Breathing out, bringing it all the way through and setting yourself up for your pigeon. So looking behind you, turning your back foot, your back toes down so that your pinky toes are on the ground, pushing that left hip forward, then gently releasing your head and taking a few deep breaths in and out. And on your next inhalation, bringing your body up, bending into that left knee, grabbing hold of that left foot with your left arm. If you'd like to try going into your mermaid, you can rest your foot into your crook of your elbow. Take your right arm up and overhead and interlace your hands. And then gently release. Take your left leg around, cross your left foot over your right. We're going to go into a twist, Matsyendrasana. So taking your left hand behind you, your right arm stretches up, lengthening your spine as you breathe out. Taking your right arm to the outside of your left thigh and twisting to look towards the back wall. And releasing. Doing a variation of your Paschimottanasana. So you're going to grab hold of your big toes with your pinky fingers, then balancing on your sitting bones. You're going to draw your toes right up, trying to stretch your legs and keep your back as straight as possible. Take one more deep breath in. Then trying to release for a moment. Keep your legs up. Hold, hold, hold. and release down. Stepping back to your plank position through your vinyasa. Into your downward facing dog. And on your next inhalation, lifting that right leg, bringing it all the way through to set up for your pigeon. Make sure your right hip is pointing down, your pinky toes are on the ground. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, releasing down. Few deep breaths in and out. And gently bringing your torso up, bending into your right knee, grabbing hold of your right foot. And if you'd like to go into your mermaid on this side, you're going to take your foot, and more gracefully than me, you're going to place your right foot into the crook of your right elbow. Take your arms up and interlace your hands. And then gently release. Take your right leg across, Matsyendrasana, the twist. So taking your right hand behind you, the left foot is crossed over the right foot is crossed over the left thigh. Take a deep breath and extending your arm, and then into your twist, looking over your shoulder. And gently releasing, taking your leg back up into plank position, vinyasa, yogi's choice if you need to take child's pose. Once you're here, taking a deep breath in, sighing it out, and then placing your knees down onto the mat. So this is the point where you can choose if you have a Shirsasana headstand practice that you're very comfortable with. You can go into that now. We're going to go into a dolphin. So you're going to take your hands shoulder width apart, elbows tucked in, and holding hands interlaced. So your knees are at a sort of tabletop width away from your elbows. You're going to tuck in your toes and push your pelvis up towards the sky as you engage into your shoulder girdle. So really think of lifting your shoulders right up. You're trying to get your head as far away from the ground as possible. And then you just walk your feet as close as you can get to get your back as flat as possible. And breathe deep. If you'd like, you can lift one leg at a time. And whenever you're ready, you can gently come down, make two fists, place them one on top of the other, and just rest your forehead down. When you come out of your headstand, the same thing, just rest your head down to allow the blood to flow away from the head. Take a few deep breaths in and out. And then relaxing as you breathe in to come up slowly, Sitting to the sides of your feet, coming onto your back. If you practice shoulder stand, we'll go into it together. If shoulder stand feels too intense for you, you can take a block and just place a block underneath your sacral area. Scrunch your shoulder blades together, open up your arms, palms up, and then lift one foot up at a time and just stay in that position. With your shoulder stand, make sure that you don't have any ties on your back of your head that will impede anything. You're going to bring your feet together. First of all, you're going to bring your feet overhead. So bend your knees and interlace your hands together for a moment to scrunch your shoulders, and then bring your hands onto your back, fingers pointing up. Once you're there, you can start to stretch your legs, and then gently think of pushing your pelvis forward, trying to get your chest to touch your chin. And then gently close your eyes wherever you're at and breathe deep. If you're in your shoulder stand, you can play around with it. You can place one foot down at a time. You can also go into your plow pose, bringing both your feet overhead. Only if your feet touch the floor can you release your back. Otherwise, hold on to your back. But if your feet touch the floor, you can take your hands down to the mat. If you're in your plow pose, you can open up your feet quite wide apart. You can also go into your Karna Pidasana, which is bending your knees and bending your knees at the either sides of your ears. And then wherever you're at, whenever you're ready, very gently coming out of the posture. If you're in your shoulder stand, coming down vertebrae by vertebrae. If you're in a supported shoulder stand, coming down one leg at a time. And then just releasing your feet down to the mat, removing your block if it was underneath you. Just bringing your knees together for a moment. Taking a deep breath in and out. Then bringing your knees into your chest, hugging them in. If you practice the fish after a traditional shoulder stand, you're welcome to do that. If you'd like to know what the fish is, you stretch your legs out in front of you, take your hands underneath your buttocks, tuck your elbows in, bend into your elbows, and place the crown of your head onto the mat. And breathe deeply. That's always a nice counter pose in traditional yogic styles. It's always practiced after a shoulder stand. And then hugging your knees into your chest and just holding onto your knees, making circles with your knees to massage your sacral area, going in one direction and then in the other. You can also move your knees away from each other and towards each other in circles, and then go in the opposite direction. And then hugging your knees in, sighing it out. Let's go into one final twist. So crossing your right leg over your left. You can just keep it like that, or if you want to go into the full eagle Garudasana legs, you can hook your right foot underneath your left ankle, And then just shift your hips a little bit to the right. Take your arms out, shoulder level, palms down. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, gently let your knees fall over to the left. And then look over your right shoulder. Trying to draw that right shoulder blade down towards the ground. Releasing your first and crossing them, bringing your knees back up and crossing your left thigh over your right. And if it's available to you, hooking that right toe, those left toes under the right ankle, scooching your hips a little bit to the left, and then on an exhalation, allowing your knees fall over to the floor, towards the floor, and looking over your left shoulder. And on your next inhalation, uncrossing your feet and your knees, bringing your knees back up. And then just one last happy baby. So grabbing hold of your soles of your feet, the outside of the soles of your feet, drawing your pelvis down towards the ground, drawing those knees down towards the earth. And then releasing one leg at a time into your Shavasana, allowing your feet to relaxedly fall out at either side. Your arms are at a low V, palms up, tuck the back of your chin. Take a deep breath in, side out, and just relax. And to bring yourself back. Gently rubbing your fingers and your fingers together and moving your toes. And deepening your breathing. Ready? You can have a yawn and a stretch. And without disturbing your peace, bending one knee at a time, rolling over onto your most comfortable side. And then very slowly bringing yourself up. Comfortable seated position. Taking your hands to a prayer position. Taking a moment to hold the peace that you've cultivated, praying that you can carry it with you throughout the day. Very gently lowering your mind down to your heart. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we know the beauty of our own true nature. May we be healed. And may we be a source of healing in this world. Namaste.